Good afternoon, everyone. This is Baja Pips, and it's currently Tuesday, November 8th, 2022. It's 11:56 a.m. I'm in Bangkok, Thailand. Let me actually change the date so you guys can all see. And today, I'm pretty much going to be doing something a little bit different than I normally do. So normally I would show you all a breakdown of the week. I mean, and that was in the past, and that was on a swing trade. And then I was doing a lot of day trading and scalping in front of you in real time. And now I want to incorporate other things in my channel, such as forecasting in real time, where I would project price instead of doing it by hindsight. If you all checked my previous videos, maybe like a few months ago, I think it was like 6 to 8 months ago, I was doing a lot of swing trading. I was actually flipping an account in front of you all. I started with 100K. I brought it down to, I brought it up to about 120K before I lost almost half of that and went back down to 60K. And then I had to bring myself out of a hole, and I turned that 60K to nearly $600,000. And I did that in the span of a few months. And it's all documented. So if you all check my videos from when it says, I think it was like Forex weekly technical breakdown, those videos have me in a live account showing like account flips. And it was definitely a lot different type of trading because I had wider stops, and I was basically trading and using volatility based stops instead of what I'm doing now. But I could definitely show you all just some updates on my new optimized approach with the markets. Now that I'm scalping, I'm able to actually become more precise in my entries and exits. So no more of those crazy long waits for forecasts and none of that. So I want to get started, and this might just take a few minutes just to break down. I want to get started with the daily chart. So this is all messed up. So I want to make sure that we can all see everything going on the daily chart right now. So volatility is pretty much on the bearish side, and it's been pretty bearish. It's been dropping this entire time. As y'all can see, I have a lot of trades that I do take, and this is all within a span of one day. This is FXCM. I gotta go to my actual chart, which is here. So this is so I have an account. This is Oanda. I use different brokers because this is paper trading. I use different brokers just so I can see the price and the differences in the variation of what's going on. I don't like to stick to just one broker because things might happen, but yeah, so this all happened in the span of, wow, okay. So y'all see, like, I've just been trading. This is the difference between scalping. So like I'm in a lot of trades on this one day. A lot of trades on this one day. We go back. I have trades. I just have a history of trades, targets. This is historical trades. Targets, stops. There's there's a whole story behind everything that was going on in the past month or two, and it's all documented here, so y'all can see that I don't, I keep all my trades on the same platform. But let's get back to the macro because I really want to break this down for y'all. So right now we see Euro USD is experiencing a really, really strong downtrend, but it has paused, and this is a very interesting pause because the pause did not continue on down, but we do see price did reject the most recent highs, and that right there could be a signal of a bear move. So right now, the past day was bullish, but be very careful because if it doesn't break yesterday's highs at 1.00541, it's more than likely going to drive down. And if it rejects these highs and breaks down below 0.9895, then we will see a possible drive to the downside. And I don't know how people use these tools. I'm not going to do a short position, but I'll do a projection, I think it's called. So yeah, pretty much it's going to look something like this. So we see the trends already going there. If it pops down below this low, it more than likely is going to go down and finish. Let me try this again. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know how to do this junk. So yeah, if it drops down here, it's more than likely gonna go to these lows, and the span of, I don't know, this says a week. Wait, 10th, 11th, 18th. Oh wow, okay. Well, I don't think it's gonna take more than a couple of days. So 15th of November sound good to y'all? Right now it's the 8th, so less than a week from now, I'm projecting price to fall into this area and continue on down. And that's if it breaks the lows of 0.99187. So this is just me breaking it down without anything else, without going into another time frame. And like I said, if I was swing trading, my stops would be above the highs of 1.0187 just as a safety net, just because I don't know what's going to happen in the most recent time. But honestly, I would reduce my stops because of my rewarded risk. I keep my highs above 1.00754. So I'm projecting price to continue to drive down after that and possibly hit these lows at 0.98142. So I'm gonna move this as well. Just a moment, y'all. So right here, 0.9800, like around this, like there's a little psychological zone. I think it's gonna struggle around that area, and that's where I'll probably end up taking profit. So y'all can kind of see how a trade will play out. I'll just do a short position forecast and I'll update y'all. So this isn't the actual position, but this is more of a forecast of what currently is going on. So right here, I want to zoom in a little bit more just because it's really hard to see the bar. So you see this close all bulls. I'm gonna say if it taps down here, I'm going in on a short stop loss above here. So if I'm swing trading, obviously y'all see it's pretty wide. It's 98 pips. I don't like taking 98 pips, but if I'm gonna go for 166 pips, this is like a 1.5 to 1 reward to risk. So of course, I would like to reduce my stop as much as possible, and this is just an example of me reducing my stops. I would have to go into another time frame, and I would have to just kind of play with price action. I don't control price. I don't know where it's going, but judging by the most recent 4 hours, bears are struggling to push price down. So like I say, I trade in real time. So that was basically hindsight analysis, and y'all can see that. That's part 1 of my video. So this is part 2 where I'm going into real time. Y'all can see the notes. I was actually in Phuket, Thailand at this time. That was a loss. I closed P&L. Y'all can see, but these were projections. These weren't actual trades. And then there's some targets. There's some wins. So I do a lot of things in between. These are all projections. So I like to mark charts up, but the arrows are pretty much trades that I took. And then I have a lot of projections, but yeah, let's get back to it. So right now we see price is currently sitting at some highs. So we want to see sellers continue on push price down. And as I said, I like to trade in real time. So I'm actually looking at the breaks below 0.9973. If we can pop down below those, price is more than likely going to revisit the lows of 0.99072. And as long as we have strong sellers continuing on down there, we could see a nice surge down to these lows and hit these stops that are around November 3rd. So that's the move playing out in real time on the shorter scale. Now let's look at it on a 1 hour, because like I said, I like to use tight stops now. So I personally would not be in the trade just yet unless I seen something. And this would be it right here. If you're watching this video right now, if we see sellers pick up in strength in the next hour and they could pop below 0.99919, we could more than likely see a surge. But judging by the time, there's no German nor London session. So more than likely, price is going to consolidate around these highs and more than likely pop up and stop these guys out. Or it can just consolidate and consolidate a little bit more and then sneak down here. That's because of the time zone. So if this was more volatile market and we did have stronger sellers, I would more than likely take this sell happening right now. But because there's not enough bears in the market, I don't want to take this sell. So this is me on a larger scale. This is why I trade smaller time frames, because I'm a very impatient person when it comes to things that I know could be solved and done sooner. So what I like to do is I like to take my time and actually look for a better entry. So that solves my impulsiveness. So right now, like I said, if I was market ordering this, I used to bomb my swing trades in the past because like I would see a setup like this, but because of my habit, my trading style, I would enter a short, and more than likely this could go down. But like I said, judging by the time and everything going on, the real fundamentals behind, like real fundamentals, it's Asian session. In a real fundamental, we can see that it's Tokyo right now. So what's happening is that there's no catalyst to bring the price down. So there's nothing. There's all yellow folders, which is basically medium impact or low impact. This is low impact. This is low impact. I'm waiting for a high impact news. And this is Australia later in the day in a couple hours. That's in 4 hours from now. I'm not going to be trading at that time, and I'm not trading the AUD. I'm trading Euro, USD, and there's no strong catalyst. So what that's telling me already setting me up for my day trading, because I day trade on London. For swing trading, we're in Sydney, Tokyo. We need to see traders pick up pace, and right now it's the afternoon for both of these. So both Tokyo and Sydney in the afternoon, there's less traders because, I mean, fundamentally speaking, people do go home, people do leave after lunch, and, you know, the most volatile is during the open. So these are all true fundamentals you can stick by. If you're watching this video, this is some help that I'm helping you. You know, I always say that I give out a few nuggets every single time, and this is one of those nuggets that I give out. So I'm trading within a volatile market right now, but I'm also like, I don't have to take a trade in this video for y'all to learn something, you know. But let me keep it going. So right now we see a potential, right? So I want to go in here and I want to modify my entry. I just want to make it better. So right here, you see this is weak selling. So right now, anything can happen. If I sell right here, price could pop up and hit stops, and we don't know, it could keep going. So selling right here, like I said, is not the best. At this point, you're hoping, you're wishful thinking. In a moment, I'll go into a smaller time frame to break it down into more clarity so you can actually see, but in real time, this is not happening. This whole hour, this whole time I've been talking, this 6 o'clock hour is 6:09 right now on UTC1, Berlin. It's 2 hours too early. So if this was during Berlin session, we can use the evidence that there's players during that session to drive price down, and I would be day trading this. I would actually be able to project these stops down below, and I would go into a smaller time frame now, maybe like the 5, 15, whatever I like. I like the 5 minute, I like the 30 minute. You know, I used to trade with the 30 minute all the time. And this is an example. So now the 30-minute time frame is popping, but there's no sellers, so we can't take this. This is why I like scalping, because to me, I'm too fast for this. Like me, I'm sitting on my hands, and what used to self-sabotage me as a fast trader is that I would just be trying to find entries like too soon so I could walk away for the day. And so I'm projecting things that I'm more predicting. And that's where a lot of people, they get stuck on, because they're also predicting. You don't want to predict this move because you don't know. There's not enough sellers right now, and there's a lot of buyers coming in from like the entire day. Now y'all can see how active I get. So in a moment, you're gonna see more trades and more trades pop up, because historically I do trade. You know, I trade all the time, and y'all can see this is like a 30-minute. This was last week. This was the week before. So these were the trades I was saying I was taking. So that was a win. I took a sell from up there, got in down there. I took about 9 pips home, risked 5 pips. That was another trade. I bought it, took it on, stop loss up here. But yeah, I can't see that on this time frame because this is just advanced stuff. But let's get back to this now. So the same thing is happening over here. Like we have price, it's going down, but we just don't know how low it's going to go. And I do believe it's going to go down, but I believe it's going to go up first. And if it does go up first, anything can happen. I don't predict the market. So to sell this right here, this is not a good time. If you're swing trading it, you're kind of swing trading against the trend that's currently happening. What's currently happening is price is going against you. So that was a projection based off of this. Let me go back now. Based off of this, if price were to break down. But you see, it's doing something else. It's popping on up, and it's proving that price sellers are weak right now. So if we get a pop above these highs, we're more than likely going to hit these stops and continue on up. So that projection from before, I'm going to discard because now I'm going into a smaller time frame and I'm seeing something different. This is why I like scalping. I'm going to keep saying that over and over in this video. I love scalping. We can see when the trend is actually turning. And I would like to see this go down, but that's all hopes right now. Right now, what's currently going on is sellers are weak, and I'm more bullish right now in my context. So I'm going to be looking for potential buy orders to the upside. So that projection down is like someone else. So if you're swing trading and you have that long-term projection and you're hoping that it's going to go down, well, what you're going to do now is you're going to, I forgot the term, it's a certain bias, something bias, like analysis, kind of like analysis paralysis. You're going to want to take that trade, and because of that, you're going to start looking for reasons to take that trade. So you're going to go into the smaller time frame. I see this happen on Instagram a lot. People try to sell it or use a reason. So like I drew this trend line for you as an example earlier. Someone could have this drawn out, and this could be their reason for selling. Oh, it bounced off the trend line, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Okay, this is a downtrend. It's going down now, and my projection on the daily is going on to the downside, and I believe it's going to go down to these lows and continue on down to these lows. So I'm going to put down about 25% of my position, and then we're going to see how far it goes. You see, that's how people sound all over YouTube, and I just want to break it and make it clear that that's not how it is. That's why they don't show you before and afters, because they kind of already know what's going to happen after, especially if they have a history of never showing before and afters. Like, y'all go back to my history, you could see 85% of my videos have before and after, and nowadays you can see the before and after play out like within a few minutes. So within the same video you see, because I scalp. But let's get back to this. Pop down, pop up, pop down. So now we have a break to the downside. And you know, you could take this. But like I said, be careful. So, these highs right here is where stops are placed. So you got to ask yourself, is this a good time to sell? Probably not. It looks like a good time to sell. And if you were already in this trade from like the top, you probably be looking to exit soon. And that's just the realism behind this. Because in order to enter, I need to see more sellers coming in before I enter. And like right now, it's kind of a gamble. Y'all heard the term, the market, is a casino. This is the example. Do you want to take this? Do you want to gamble your coins on this sell right now? Or do you want to wait for a better opportunity? That's what the market is giving you. Like, do you want to play this pattern or do you want to wait? And it does that all the time. So people that lose all the time, they lose because they make themselves lose. It's their own actions. Like, I could sell it right now, but if I do and I lose, I can't blame the market, because I can also buy it because of a reason. And I can go now into the minute and I could look for a reason to buy this. Now I could really try to buy this based off of volatility and everything. Me personally, I would not trade this, but I would look for a long, because I know that this is exhausted. I know that on the minute time frame, there's no recent volatility. And if y'all go back to my previous videos before this one, or the ones I'm going to make after this one, when it says Euro USD, Forex scalping, real-time trading, go to those titles and you can see when I'm explaining those trades, I'm on the minute chart because I'm way ahead. I already know market structure. This is just a deeper meaning and understanding. So if you find yourself upon this video, good shit, like take some note. But this stuff I didn't even see on YouTube before this, and I know I'm only gonna get like 20, 30 views on this, so it really don't matter. So those of you watching this, good shit, take note. But this now we're into the 1 minute chart. So I want to break this down to y'all and explain to y'all what I would do. So you see these lines, I marked them up. You see this trend line, I marked it up. Someone right now is hoping that price is going to continue on down. I use these blue lines as a 1 minute example. So what's going to happen if price goes on up and hits these? We're going to pick up in volatility, and we're going to see sellers stop losses hit and more buyers come into the market, and more buyers come into the market, stops get hit. And we could possibly see price drive as high as these highs, 1.0018. So to me, I'm not bearish at all. I'm actually potentially bullish. And I don't like the bears, even if it gives me more and more sells, because there's not enough sellers to begin with, because of the fundamental reason that there is no traders. So y'all can see how this plays out day in, day out. I basically just broke this down because there's no trade. I can't trade right now. I just broke it down, explained to y'all what I would do. And for me to see a complete reversal, all it has to do realistically is break these highs of 1.0034 and continue on up by maybe like 10, 20 pips. And I believe price is going to go up for like another like 40, 50 pips to 1.0085. That would be my projection. And this isn't even drawn yet. So this is the difference between this video and something you'll see on YouTube by a random trader. They can't do this, but like, I want to just explain this. How do you forecast? Forecast. Okay, so I said if price breaks on up here somewhere, let's draw it in the near future, right? So in the near future sometime. If price climbs on up here, at this point it's convinced me that there's enough buyers. And it has to happen within the next like day or two. It's gonna move on up to here, more than likely, because this is telling me that, I mean, what is this, 30% decline? I believe it's gonna rise at least 28% before it starts to consolidate or something. So this would be a profit taking point for me if I could see price potentially break on above these highs. So this was my old point. This is gonna be my new point of entry. So new point of entry would be somewhere, I need to see enough volume, so I need to see price continue on surging up, and I'll enter somewhere around here. So if I'm entering somewhere around here, I would like price to get on up here. But it could take some time, you know, it could take like a whole day. So this is my projection on the long term. And I'm gonna have two projections, and I'll show y'all in just a moment. So right now we have a long position, and like I said, I would enter somewhere up here, and that would be my profit target. Obviously, y'all can see my risk reward, and basically my risk is anywhere down here, because realistically, if my profit's only 22 pips, I don't want to risk anything more than 10 pips, and that's just realistic. So if anything, if I do get triggered in, let's say if I was swing trading and I just walked away, I personally would not want anything to go below me by more than 10 pips, or else I'll stop myself out, because it's probably going to be ranging up, and that's me. That's my long-term projection. Now for shorts, I'll show y'all just an ideal, because I don't have one bias. I always have a couple biases, at least a few, in the market. So right now we have a short. It is bearish, and if we could see sellers somehow pick up in speed and just more sellers step in out of nowhere, I don't think it's gonna happen, but maybe somewhere over here we see sellers step in. You know, I'm gonna need to see them drive like a lot, but you know, judging by this, like all this that just happened in the past like 7 hours, 6 hours, y'all can see right here, you know, I'm gonna need to see a move like this. Y'all understand? So for a sell, I need to see sellers pick up, and then I'll show y'all a short-term projection for a sell. So I'm gonna need to see sellers pick up, and it's probably not gonna happen right now, maybe in a couple hours. So, you know, I'm gonna be shorting it based on volatility. I think that the market will continue to decline at that point. So now I'm gonna back out, and I'm gonna show y'all the difference. And you see the risk to reward. This one is a great reward to risk. I'll probably end up risking like no more than 8 pips to get 39 if I was swing trading this. But yeah, this is almost a 5 to 1. This one is a 2 to 1, 2.2 to 1, around that. And yeah, this is 2 potential trades based off of mine, and that's in the next day or so. So now when we go back out to the 4-hour time frame, just to sum this up, y'all can see what's going on and how I can get in on this. And as you can see, there, you virtually can't even see my entry. It's virtually not there. But you can see the difference between why my trades last so long and why my trades are so short and someone else's duration is so long. Because they're predicting, and predicting usually comes at a cost. You can be right long term if you predict, but you're gonna lose money. I mean, you're paying for that prediction. Always remember that. So that's my end of the videos, speech. You're paying for that prediction. So if you're gonna continue trading based off of hindsight, if then, oh yeah, if it breaks here, you're gonna be waiting. You're gonna be missing out on opportunity. And then when the opportunity comes, you might pounce on the trade too early because of FOMO, or you might not even want to trade because you waited so long for a perfect setup and now it's there and you miss your opportunity because you're waiting for a perfect entry. So there's a lot of flaws that happen as a psychological trade. The trader has to fix psychologically, and that's why I would not recommend trading to anyone live unless you are actually doing what you're supposed to be doing and getting to it. But yeah, that's it. Here we go. We're just seeing price currently just struggle down. I'm not interested in this market. Like I said, it's not my trading session, but we're going to see in a moment what happens with these sellers. And I wouldn't be surprised to see, these stops hit, these stops hit, these stops hit. I don't know what, just check back on my next video and I'll update y'all with what's going on.